Did you start your Colts or your junior football?
So Margaret River. I'm a Margaret River boy. Oof. So I grew up there. I think I was like 2 or 3 when we moved there. So and then I left when I was 17, which is good getting out of Margs, especially at that time. There's not a whole lot. I don't think there's a whole lot there for someone who's trying to pursue sport through the ages of 17 to 22. I think it was good for my brother and I to get out in that regard. I moved up. Oh, at Margaret River, I was actually at East Perth for 14s and 15s because that's the catchment area.
Yep. And you would have to drive up there.
We actually had
for games.
We had, for like the tournaments. There was in school holidays, there was the tournaments. But under 16s, my mum got us across to East Fremantle because there's actually a grandfather-grandson rule.
Oh.
So we actually got transferred because my granddad's played for East Fremantle. Oh,
wow.
So we got transferred over just because mum thought it would give us a better opportunity to get drafted. My brother and I were all about that.
Yeah. Okay.
She thought the development at East Fremantle was better at that time. At that time, I don't know what it is now. And then I played a 16s carnival at East Fremantle, and then I played Colts, and then managed to get drafted my first time at Collingwood then.
Yeah, right. So I was 17, 18?
Yeah, I'm an October baby, so pretty much turned 18, and then the next month I got drafted. You get drafted in November.
Yeah, right.
So I had a month of being 18 in Perth with friends and family, and then you get drafted, and then you get drafted on the Friday, and then interstate boys are expected to be at training on Monday.
Yeah, right.
So I flew.
Jesus.
I flew Saturday, I think, or Sunday. I think I flew Sunday morning. Got there in the afternoon, had dinner with a lot of the Collingwood boys, and I lived with Tyson Goldsack at the first bit. So I've never met him. Met him and then went to dinner with the boys, and then kind of started life as an AFL footballer.
So when you were drafted, you kind of shape a lot. What were you, obviously now you're quite a big guy. You've been in the system for quite a while, so you're a bit of size on. Were you ready for it when you rolled up to Collingwood?
No, not at all. Yeah. In my Colts, I just didn't do any weights, and especially at that stage and at that time, it wasn't something that was part of the program either. So it was either if you do weights, you do it on your own terms. I was working part-time. I just didn't see the need for it. And that's just being naive. My thing was on a Wednesday, so we didn't train on Wednesdays, I would go and run 4Ks on the beach. And that was me trying to improve my aerobic system, thinking that if I gymmed, it would take it away from it. Obviously, I've got a fair bit more information regarding that, it doesn't affect it. But I thought, instead of, because a couple of my mates did it, on a Wednesday night and a Friday morning would do their own weights program. And I thought, that this is something that is going to benefit my footy, is doing, an extra 4Ks. But I got drafted 192 and 193 centimetres, and I think about 78 to 80 kilos. And now, I fluctuate between 96 to 99 kilos. So it's a lot of weight difference.
It's huge.
And I put a lot of that on in my legs in my first season. So I ended up doing a pretty serious hamstring after my first year because I went to Collingwood and my legs just puffed up within a year from, going from no weights. And then at the time, our strength and conditioning coach was all about pretty much bodybuilding weights, like really heavy squats and deadlifts and things like that. And it just, my body adapted, or my legs especially, adapted quite quickly to that.
Were you as fast as you were when you were playing Colts? Was that the kind of key difference between the rest of the playing group at Colts?
Was my
your speed,
because
and obviously skill, but
no, my skill was pretty average getting drafted, and I was actually the last pick of the draft. By no means was I a very talented player in that draft. My speed was a difference. So I did very well in the 20-meter sprint at draft camp, and I think that's something that I got drafted from Collingwood for a purely athletic reason. They thought, well, if we can turn him into something, he could be something. It wasn't, we know where he's going to fit. We know what he's going to be able to play. I was so raw. I didn't understand anything about game plan. And also, I reckon I was quite an arrogant junior that I wouldn't listen either.
Okay.
And it did take me to get shredded down into the AFL system where you're amongst the greatest players. And I had some brilliant players at Collingwood who I was able to feed off, where you go, wow, I had no idea where I sat in these kind of terms, and football IQ was just absolutely horrendous. So I definitely got drafted as a purely just let's just see how that goes. We've got Collingwood pretty much said we've got the last pick of the draft. Let's just pick this kid, and if he flunks, he flunks.